I'm Taja Brown, and you're watching Morgan News Now. We all know and recognize our beloved Morgan State University as a national treasure full of gems. So it's no surprise civil rights activist Reverend Al Sharpton paid our campus a visit. The Reverend discussed the state of civil rights under the Trump administration during a sit-down conversation with Professor E.R. Shipp. The audience was filled with students and local community members. Sharpton was a special guest for the President's Distinguished Speaker Series. In 1991, Sharpton discovered the civil rights organization National Action Network to promote the fight for modern civil rights. Morgan recently celebrated dozens of excelling students during its honors convocation. Some of the honorees earned perfect grade point averages for 7 or 5 consecutive semesters, which we all know is no easy task. The guest speaker was Dr. John Wilson, president of Morehouse University, who left a lasting impression on attendees. The convocation was concluded with a musical selection by the Morgan State University Choir and a prayer by a Reverend Dr. Bernard Keels. Morehouse University also made headlines with a new enrollment policy. The all-male institution will allow transgender men to enroll for classes beginning in the fall of 2020. The historically black college states under the policy that all students must self-identify as male. This means students who transition to female will not be allowed to take classes without special approval. On Thursday, April 4th, in the Carl J. Murphy Fine Arts Center Theater, Morgan presented a stage reading of The Green Book by Calvin Alexander Ramsey. The Green Book is a play that sheds light on a time in America when Jim Crow and separate but equal was a law of the land. Travel and accommodations for African Americans were complex and full of uncertainties. Where a person or family could eat, sleep, buy gasoline, or use restrooms was never without tension, and in some cases was a life and death struggle. The event was held in the Turpin Lamb Theater. Star Power continues to grace our beloved campus. On April 16th, MSU's Screenwriting and Animation Department hosted a one-man performance by director, writer, and actor Roger Smith as Frederick Douglass. Smith is an established actor with roles in The Birth of a Nation and Spike Lee's Oscar-nominated Do the Right Thing. Following the performance, there was a cross-campus march to the Frederick Douglass statue outside Holmes Hall. There, Smith called for a moment of silence to rededicate the memory and lessons of Frederick Douglass to the future. Final exams are quickly approaching, and that means it's crunch time. Everyone is looking to get serious about studying, and Earl S. Richardson Library is making adjustments to help. For the rest of the semester, the library will have new hours as follows. Monday through Thursday, doors will open at 8 a.m. and close at midnight. Friday nights, doors will close at 9 p.m. Saturday, you are free to walk in between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. Sundays, the hours are shorter, from 1 p.m. till midnight. MSU School Spirit was on full display last week. On April 12th, the University Alumni Association Pre-Alumni Council hosted a late-night skating event. The night was full of fun, food, and networking. The goal for the night was to bridge the gap between the alumni and current student body. To get in contact with the Pre-Alumni Council, feel free to reach out via Instagram and search for Morgan Pre-Alumni. Speaking of school spirit, I know you've already heard about I Love Morgan Week. The word is out and excitement is booming for all of the campus events. Morgan News Now will have coverage of the week's events. But we know the biggest event you want to see is a concert with Megan Thee Stallion. Don't worry, we got you. Be sure to follow our coverage on IG. Just search for Morgan News Now. Morgan News Now will return right after these messages.
We use over 500 million straws every day in America.
Most plastic straws are too lightweight to make it through the mechanical recycling sorter.
There are many alternatives to plastic straw usage, including metal, glass, and degradable straws.
For students on college campuses, Simply carrying a reusable water bottle can eliminate plastic waste.
For more information, visit www.thelastplasticstraw.org.
Welcome back to Morgan News Now. I'm Tasia Brown. Overseas, the city of Paris is looking to recover from a devastating fire at the Notre Dame Cathedral. The 850-year-old church suffered severe damage during a blaze that burned for more than 15 hours. The cause of the fire remains unknown. French President Emmanuel Macron says he plans to rebuild the cathedral within the next 5 years. So far, donations to restore Notre Dame have passed $100,000. Back here on campus, Morgan State University has another reason to hold our heads high. Our dear President David Wilson has been appointed to the NCAA Board of Governors and Division I Board of Directors. Wilson says he's looking forward to working with his colleagues on the Board of Governors to ensure that student athletes are students first. Wilson began his role as the 10th president of Morgan State University on July 1, 2010. His new role will begin this August. Wilson is showing us how a true leader leads the way. We have another shining light on our campus. The Baltimore Sun's readers and staff scoured the region for the best public figures in media, from academics to visual artists. You'll be pleased to hear that Professor Jason Johnson won the 2019 Critics' Picks in the category of academic. Johnson teaches in the School of Global Journalism and Communications. In addition to being a professor of politics and journalism, Johnson is also an MSNBC contributor and politics editor of The Root. Dean Dwayne Wickham calls Johnson a politically astute journalist and academic who has an impressive presence in the nation's print and broadcast media. Being a student, we look to express ourselves in a variety of ways. That includes our hats, tats, gear, and our homes. Some of our cribs are cool, but others really stand out. That's how MSU Cribs was born in Professor Prince's MPPD 350 class. Check out the latest episode.
Welcome to MSU Cribs. I'm your host, Dewan, and we're here at Marble Hall Gardens about to check out somebody who claims to have one of the flyest dorms here on campus. Let's go check it out.
Yo, it's type late. Who banging at my door like that? Ain't nobody hitting my phone. Oh, it's MSU Cribs. What's up, y'all? My name is Javier. Welcome to my crib.
So I'm gonna just come out the gate. How you get all these sneakers, bro?
Yo, bro, before I even signed up for anything like this, I told your production team, this is not something I want to talk about.
I don't want any problems.
That's all good.
So can you just tell me about your collection?
Yeah, for sure, bro. So as you can see, I'm a huge fan of YSL. I love everything YSL does.
Okay.
So this is gonna be my first pair of Grails, bro. Honestly, I love this shoe. I love everything about it. I like the gold finish, the nice soft black leather, all that good stuff. If you want to take a look, yeah, go ahead. Anything I'm handing you, bro, you can just go ahead and fill out for yourself just so you can see it in hand. You see the vibes. You see the vibes. Moving on, you know what I'm saying? I got my human races.
Yeah.
Very nice, very nice. You just want to go ahead and fill that pill.
Pharrell made these, right?
Yeah, Pharrell made these, bro. Actually, this is going to be my first pair of NMDs ever. So if you see right here, I got a stain on these. So I literally only got a stain on these because I like to wear my sneakers.
That's all right.
Yeah, bro. Everything. I don't like keeping nothing for sale. I don't believe in keeping stuff stocked up in boxes. I like to wear my stuff.
All right, so now that we're done looking at your fly shoes, you mind if we sit down for a minute? I'm kind of tired.
Man, look, we gonna rap.
All right, come on. So this one of the new renovator, I promise, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
So how you like the renovations?
Man, honestly, they did some really nice. They took their time, you know what I'm saying? They added some nice finishes, whether it's the floor, the appliances, or even the kitchen cabinets. Everything just comes together nicely.
So what made you decorate your apartment this way?
Man, I like watching sports. I like having people over. So, you know, I felt like this would be the most ideal setting for, you know, whenever people came in.
Okay. Is it easier for people to get into rather than living on campus?
Honestly, I would much rather live here than on campus. When I was a freshman, I lived in O'Connell Hall, you know what I'm saying? I lived in OC.
What?
And that was trash, bro.
Trash?
Like, it was trash.
On a scale of 1 to 10?
Man, I was cool with my RA, so I give it like a 6, 7. But being though, you know what I'm saying, we off campus, but you on campus at the same time, I didn't really like that vibe versus here. I'm completely off campus. I got my own space. I got my own kitchen. I got my own shower. I don't got to deal with none of that public, yeah.
If you think your crib is worth highlighting, send us a DM at Morgan News Now or MSU Cribs. Speaking of cribs, I'm sure everyone was in their cribs this Sunday glued to the TVs for the season premiere of Game of Thrones. The hit HBO show returned April 14th to an audience of more than 17 million people, according to the Nielsen Ratings Company. This past weekend's season premiere stands as the most watched one-day event in the history of cable networks that began in 1978. For the past few months, we've all been cramped up inside our homes. Now it seems spring weather is trying to arrive, and folks are in a playful mood. Professor Prince from the School of Global Journalism and Communications gave her MPPD 422 students a challenge. Go out and play a trivia game with their peers. Check it out.
So, who do you think made up the word ochre? Was it Kim Kardashian or Cardi B?
Cardi B,
I think it was Cardi B. Yeah, she's an original. Yeah, that's her style.
Cardi B, period. Cardi B, period. Period.
I thought Baltimore girls started that.
What's up?
It's your man.
Bruh.
Baltimore girls. I thought they
Baltimore
started.
girls made up the word?
What does that mean? What if he's not? Cardi, if anything, if it's out of them two, Cardi B.
Cardi B, for sure. Okay. Who is the highest paid NFL athlete right now? Russell Wilson or Tom Brady?
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady?
Tom Brady.
So you sure about that?
Yeah. I feel like it's a trick question though. It's Tom Brady.
Tom Brady, period.
Yeah, Tom Brady.
Oh, it's Russell Wilson. He just got paid $140 million. My man is balling. What you mean? I'm a sports fan. I follow up. Yeah, got that Bleacher Report notification. $140 million. He played for the Seahawks. Come on, man. Oh, yeah, I got you.
Who is the highest paid athlete in the NFL right now? Russell Wilson?
NFL?
Is it Russell Wilson or Tom Brady?
What kind of question?
I mean, it's a question.
It's Tom Brady.
Tom Brady, so you're sure about that? You're positive.
I'm 100% positive. I know
cool.
this.
That's fine.
I know this. It's Tom Brady. He got like 6 Super Bowls, bro. Like, sure. I'm wrong. Am I wrong?
You are wrong.
I'm going with Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I don't know about sports. I'm not even gonna lie. But I heard Tom. I hear both names. But I really honestly think it's Tom Brady. I think it's Tom Brady. Yeah.
Thank you for watching Morgan News Now. We hope you enjoyed the show and will join us again next week.